Hey guys, it's Josiah here back again with another video. Now in this video, I'm going to be walking through the best niches and the best platform to target these niches for your SMMA or your agency. Now the reason I'm doing this video because a lot of people pick a niche and then pick the wrong platform to target that niche, right? And it can literally have a night and day effect in terms of, hey, some people blame it on the platform saying cold email doesn't work. Some people blame it on the niche saying this niche doesn't work. And it just causes a lot of like hassle and a lot of let's say hardship when it comes to scaling and actually get into that 20, 30, 50K per month. So I wanted to make the video just clarify everything that I've learned. And if you don't know, my name is Josiah. I've scaled my own agency with to multi six figures. I'm helping other agency owners do the same. We've got a bunch of testimonials, bunch of case studies. You can go click the link below if you want to see it. But I just wanted to make this video just for you if you're struggling to pick a niche, or if you're struggling to maybe you have a niche, but perhaps you're not seeing results, and it could just be on the platform that you choose to target that niche. Okay. Now, in terms of going through all the platforms, you have the Google, Gmail, by sending emails to people. You have a cold calling. You have Instagram DMs, LinkedIn DMs, Facebook DMs. Now, I'm going to rate all of these in terms of how effective it is, meaning you're usually, when you find out that you're in the wrong niche, you may have a low response rate overall. That's a very good indicator that you may be targeting the wrong niche on the wrong platform, right? That let's say an average response rate, let's say on DMs is around 10% response rate. That includes positive replies and negative replies. But let's say you're getting a response rate of, let's say, 2%, right? Your overall response rate, even people that are saying F off, I'm not interested, XYZ, is 2%. That can give a lot of indication to see if the niche is even on the platform number one, or if you're targeting the right niche on that same platform, or even the platform is the wrong one to even start off with, right? So I've just got all of the platforms here, and I'm going to be rating them in terms of effectiveness, how easy it is to find these, let's say, niches on this platform, and usually how quick and easy is it to book and schedule appointments with these people. Right now, what I'm going to do is, I think I've missed one here. I think I'm going to put agencies and consultants just so people are here. Agency and consultants. I'll put them in the same category, right? So now food, I'm going to start with the first. And now if you're targeting food, restaurant, or kind of like any food delivery services, I'll say the best platforms that I've seen this work on is number one. I'm just going to come here. Email is a very good platform for you to focus on. Now, the reason I'm saying email, because a lot of these people that own restaurants tend to check their emails, right? And the thing is about this, that a lot of people find hardship in, or find difficulties, is finding the owner's emails and the owner's name. Now, you could use tools like Clay, Snob.io to actually find the owner's name and details. So then you can outreach to these people and also just talk to them, right? Now, a lot of restaurants, they'll have the owner sometimes isn't in the restaurant as much. Maybe he's in the back door, maybe he's in the office working. So not all owners of all restaurants are actually in the restaurant on the front door. So if you try to give the restaurant owner a call, you may just talk to the manager, not the actual owner of the restaurant, right? So here, depending on how big or small the restaurant that you want to target, you could just kind of cold call them, which again is another thing that I would do, cold call them, and they may or may not be, depending on how big the restaurant is. Some owners may be there in the restaurant, some owners may not be in the restaurant, right? Depending on what it is. Usually cafes, the owners are usually in the cafe, so it'd be better to just give them a cold call and then also send them a written email. Okay, so I'll definitely use this as well. In terms of cold calling, if you are struggling to find the numbers, I would 100% use Clay's waterfall enrichment tool. That uses multiple of data, just as Prospero.io, Lead Magic, a lot of data tools to find the mobile numbers of these, let's say, restaurants, as well as you can call the actual restaurant. If it's a small cafe, you can call them and actually give them a call and actually then pitch to the client or to the prospect there, right? So I'll definitely, for restaurants and food, we're going to have to go with email and cold calling, right? Now, I wouldn't do, let's say, or I wouldn't use Instagram as much. Instagram, you could still use Instagram, but I wouldn't focus on it because a lot of them may not be active on Instagram. They may be posting. Some of them may or may not be posting there. Some is Facebook. Now, LinkedIn, I would definitely avoid. Don't go to restaurants on LinkedIn. There's a high likelihood they will not be on LinkedIn. So I would definitely avoid. Some may be on Instagram posting about the restaurants. Some may be on Facebook, but the majority of them, like the highest likelihood, that's the whole point of the video, the highest likelihood are going to be on email and calls. Okay. Now, this is the same with hospitals, right? Email and also cold calling. Now, sometimes it's depending how big the chain is as well. some of the prospects, especially the founders, if it's a very big chain, are going to be on LinkedIn, right? So I'll definitely add LinkedIn there, depending how big the hotels and hospitality businesses is. If it's more of a local one, then cold calling and email going to be your best friend. If it's more of a national one, then you can find a lot of the high, let's say leadership executive positions on LinkedIn, and then target via that way. Okay, so that again is another one that we'll do. Now I'm going to go to lawyers. Now a lot of people, they try to email to law firms and flipping flop. Like it's just, it never works, right? The reason why that a lot of people will pick, let's say, email is because they think that lawyers are always on the emails. Yes, they are, but a lot of lawyers have things called paralegals or legal assistants that actually the main job is to like check all their emails, reply to the emails, and sort the ones out so the lawyer can focus on one thing, actually winning the case, right? Or actually like reviewing the case, getting the data, investigating, all that stuff they need to do. Or perhaps the lawyers in court, right? And actually has a court hearing, because that's what they do. They're in court, actually just helping clients solve the court problems, right? And going against court, going against jury, things like that. So a lot of people, not only do they have high spam filters because their system basically is another spam filter, you have to go via Google spam filters, or Microsoft spam filters, which is actually hard. Plus, you have to have a gatekeeper that's actually reviewing your email at the same time. So that's what a lot of people, especially in the law firm, they usually mess up 9 times out of 10 when it comes to booking lawyers via email. Now, so you can have some lawyers if you're talking to more of a smaller firms, perhaps you're dealing with like self-employed lawyers, right? That just them, then you can use email, right? But if you're looking for bigger law firms, people that have employees under them, then it's going to be very hard for you to use emails. Okay, so a lot of untapped lawyers, you can actually find them on LinkedIn, right? And a lot of lawyers are on LinkedIn. So I would definitely have LinkedIn as more of the one that you can actually use, right? Some of them may be on Instagram, some of them on Facebook, but a lot of them are on LinkedIn, and you can actually measure the owner himself, because 9 times out of 10, the owner is actually going to be the one managing his own LinkedIn, right? You could also perhaps give him a call, right? And I'll definitely put cold calling in there, right? Because depending how good you are going through gatekeepers, and of course you have the right scripts, you can still cold call them and get them just over the line, right? So I'll definitely put lawyers in LinkedIn, and I wouldn't suggest going to emails follow, right? 100%. We haven't seen that work. Okay. Now, real estate agency. Now, real estate agencies, agents are really like, I feel like these could be targeted anywhere, right? I've seen emails work really well for real estate agents because, again, they're on emails, seeing if they got any news on their new listing, right? Cold calling works extremely well for real estate owners. They're always going to have the number, right? And also Instagram. A lot of them are on Instagram, right? Constantly posting, constantly sharing, constantly sharing news, things like that. LinkedIn, again, a lot of them on LinkedIn, especially the ones in Dubai, right? They're on LinkedIn. The ones in America are on LinkedIn. And Facebook. Facebook is probably one of the easiest places to get real estate agents. They're 110% going to be on Facebook. So real estate agent, I'll give all of them. Like you could do all of them. You could literally have an email system, finish that first, then go to a cold calling system, finish that first, then go to Instagram system, LinkedIn system, Facebook system. You can just do all of these with real estate agencies and agents, right? And this includes some developers. Developers usually are going to be a bit more harder to get to. So email, LinkedIn, more cold calling will be your best friend, but real estate agents, 100%. Okay. So dentist. Now the dentist niche is a bit of a, again, it's similar to law firms because dentists, essentially, they do have gatekeepers. They do have front desk assistants that all their emails gets to. However, we have seen emails work for dentists. Also, cold calling works for dentists. Now, if you're targeting, let's say, dentists on, let's say, LinkedIn, what we found work best is if you target their kind of, let's say, executives instead of them themselves, because they may not be posted on LinkedIn, but the executives may say, hey, I work for this dentist on LinkedIn. And the executives, let's say the managers or the, let's say, operations managers, they would tend to be more on these social platforms. Now, we haven't seen as much of dentist work on Instagram. Now, I've seen some people get it, but I don't feel like it's as effective as if you were to cold call them, email them, or eat LinkedIn their, let's say, the subordinates, the people in the executive position, right? Instagram and Facebook, we haven't seen as work as much for dentists, so I wouldn't 100% recommend you go there, right? And of course, if you have found an angle that this work for dentists, by all means, test it for all the other platforms. But I haven't seen as much platforms work that are superior than cold calling or Gmail, right? Okay, so the same with chiropractors. I'll put chiropractors in the same level. Okay, here, chiropractors, and then chiropractors here. Okay, so the next thing is accountants. Now, the best place for accountants, you're gonna love this, is gonna be email, cold calling, and LinkedIn. Now, the reason I'm saying LinkedIn will probably be far better is LinkedIn. You don't have to worry about finding their phone numbers, their email addresses, and per like people that are actually active on LinkedIn, like accountants, a lot of accountants are active on LinkedIn. So you can use LinkedIn to find very good accountants and yeah, outreach them. You don't have to worry about deliverability. So I'm gonna put like LinkedIn first, right? Don't have to worry about deliverability. You can actually scale that pretty easily, right? We're just getting more LinkedIn accounts. And then I'll put also email in terms of how easy is this to find an accountant's email. And then lastly, I'll put cold calling in the mix. Okay, I'm just gonna make this bigger just in case. Some of them are bigger than others. Okay, so again, this is very good, right? So accountants, that now plumbers, I would definitely say cold calling, right? Number first, and a Gmail. Now you have to understand that like things like plumbers, depending how big the plumber is, if it's just like a self-employed plumber, all of them, like the main number on the Google My Business is going to be the plumber's number, right? It's going to be that number because plumbers are 10. Like if I have a plumbing issue, I need it sorted now. I'm not going to call a plumbing issue in advance. I'm usually going to call it saying, hey, I've got something wrong with the toilet, the ventilation, anything like that. Like, can you come fix it? And the same with roofers, right? Roofers, depending on if it's a small or bigger roofing company, the smaller ones, cold calling is going to be your best friend. You're going to get directly to the decision maker. They don't tend to have people front house. So I'll definitely put cold calling for plumbers. I'm going to put this as well for electricians, right? Depending on them, electricians, so plumbers here. And then I'm also going to put plumbers for email, okay? Right? Plumbers for email. And email, the thing is about it, if you're going to like smaller plumbers, even their like contact email, like contact at company name, is still going to be a good one for you to target. Still going to be a really, really good one. So I'll definitely put electricians there. I'll put electrician cold calling. Now you tend not to find, there are electricians that you can email them on Facebook, but the most effective one would definitely be cold calling and emailing. Okay, so let me just come here and let me just make it a bit bigger. So just before we move on, we got the Gmail line, the cold calling line, the Instagram line, the LinkedIn line, and the Facebook line. Okay, now let's go on to other companies. So with SaaS, now if you're targeting SaaS, the best way to get them is going to be by far, I would say, email and LinkedIn. Okay, now LinkedIn, a lot of SaaS companies are posted on LinkedIn because again, they're trying to attract business to business opportunities. So there are going to be a lot of them on LinkedIn, technology companies, and also email, right? Email is going to be a very, very good one for you to target because again, they're closing deals. They're going to be on the email. If a new deal is updated, messaging customers or emailing customers, a lot of support, they're going to be on email, right? Now, the main thing about SaaS that a lot of people get wrong is just accurately like the lead sourcing part of SaaS, right? Because the thing is about SaaS, it could be, let's say, in the same realm of just technology companies, right? Or let's say IT companies, right? Because they kind of put themselves in the same round on LinkedIn. So what you want to do is use a tool like Clay to essentially go use ClayGen, which is basically a ChatGPT, and go into a SaaS company and just check if they have book a demo or they have, let's say, sign up or free trial, right? Because a free trial SaaS tends to be, right, more of a B2C SaaS. Like let's say they're selling to consumers, like, hey, use my software as consumers. But if you're looking for more of a B2B SaaS, they tend to have more of like book a demo. So they can sell you a higher ticket package. Okay. So use Clay. I'll definitely use email, LinkedIn. Now, finding the company's phone numbers is going to be a bit of a hard one. Usually, I'll definitely use email, LinkedIn just for that. When it comes to Facebook, you can still find some SaaS groups on Facebook, but it's not going to be as much as you can on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you're going to find the company details. You're going to find a lot more than Facebook and Instagram, just because of like just because LinkedIn allows the company or the prospect to actually list more things about the company, like what type of SaaS they are, who they're targeting, a bit more about themselves, things like that. Right now, for financial services, it's similar to the accountants, right? So financial services, we found like these are going to be like wealth managers, let's say dealing with high net worth individuals. Now they're 110% going to be on LinkedIn first, right? LinkedIn is going to be a very, very big one, right? In order to deal with them, LinkedIn. Then it's going to be email, a very good place to get them, and then it's going to be cold calling. Okay, so in that order, just because again it's easier to find their LinkedIn's than to find their emails, because not all of the emails are going to be verified. You're going to have to use like waterfall enrichment to get every single one of them out, and you can't find everyone's phone number online, right? Which is something that you can't do. Okay, so last one. Now, the next one I wanted to go to is, let me just move here. Let me just go a bit down. Now, agencies and consultants. Now, the best place to find agencies and consultants, hands down, is going to be LinkedIn, right? They're always there. All agency owners that are actually good would have a LinkedIn and will be posting on LinkedIn right now. Same with business consultants. Okay. Then Facebook. Facebook is a very good place. There's a lot of Facebook groups, especially for consultants. It's going to be very good. They're going to be publicizing themselves, trying to build Facebook groups. Again, it's a very common strategy in the consultants niche. Also, I will also say email again after that, because again, you can find their emails. You can find their emails from their LinkedIn. And then lastly, I would say you can use cold calling. You can do it, but I've seen Instagram work for like coaches and consultants, especially like fitness coaches. You can use a lot of Instagram DMs and then book them as clients, which is very, very easy. Okay. Then the next thing is going to be, let's go to gyms. So gyms, all day, 100% email is going to be your best friend, right? Especially for smaller gyms, right? Email is going to be 100% your best friend. Okay. Then also, we've seen a lot of gyms on Facebook. So people that own gyms tend to be on Facebook, right? So you can definitely use Facebook groups with gym owners to get them in, as well as Instagram as well. You can message gyms on Instagram, and you usually may be the owner getting them on. We haven't seen that many gyms on LinkedIn. You can also cold call them if you want, right? There's a lot of them that you can just cold call the front desk and see if you can get in touch with the owner. So I'll definitely put cold call in there, but I would do that. Email is going to be the best. Then you're going to probably cold calling and then Facebook, right? Just in case they may not be active as Facebook and as well as Instagram. Okay, so that is one. Now, auto repair shops. The best place is going to be cold calling for these ones. Just understand, like when you need a mechanic, right? You need to call them. Like, no, I would never email a mechanic straight away, right? I'll just give them a call because I know I can speak to the guy face to face, right? And these are auto repair shop mechanics. Give them a call, they're going to pick up, right? So I'll definitely be cold calling these guys and getting them on the phone and trying to sell them that way. But yeah, they're not going to be on LinkedIn. Some of them may be on Facebook, some of them may be on Instagram, but cold calling is going to be your best friend. And then you're going to go via email as well, just in case they check the email once a week to do the bookkeeping and stuff like that. So next thing is cybersecurity, right? Now, cybersecurity, we found the best place to get them are going to be LinkedIn, right? Number one, because the thing is about some cybersecurity, which is weird, right? They have cybersecurity in their emails, right? So they have like these like anti-spam detect emails softwares done installed, which is so weird, but they do have it, right? So you may find that your response rate may be low on email. Some of them don't have it. So I'm just saying, but the best place can be LinkedIn. And then the second best place is if you can get through that, it's going to be email, right? And then some of them you can give them a call as well, but depending on how big the business is, they may not have their contact details there. So it's going to be LinkedIn first, then email, then cold calling if you can find their number. Okay. The thing is, the reason why I'm saying LinkedIn is that a lot of them are selling to businesses, so they are going to be posting frequently on LinkedIn, which you can take advantage of to actually just sell them, right, and get them on the call. Okay. So the next thing is, we got a few more. So we got three more. So we got pharmaceutical companies. Now, pharmaceutical companies, the big pharma, is a small niche. Don't get me wrong. It's a small niche, but the companies that are there are very good, like medical devices, things like that. The best place is going to be LinkedIn, right? Number one, and then email. Okay. The reason why is that all these pharmaceutical companies, they are selling to medical practices. They are selling to kind of some doctors or small healthcare practices. Or, for example, they just posted a lot on LinkedIn, right? They have a lot of, let's say, some of them may have a lot of employees that are going to be on LinkedIn. They're going to be posting about the new research they're doing, the new products they're releasing, things like that. And LinkedIn is going to be such an easy place for you to find them. Very, very easy place for you to find them and actually outreach them. Then we've seen campaigns work on email. Now, the reason I'll do email second is because it's a small niche anyways. So and of course, you don't want a few things. When you're targeting a small niche, right, you need to understand that using email, not all of the niche emails are going to be verified. So the niche even gets smaller, right? With LinkedIn is like, there's no verification. They're going to be on LinkedIn, right? So I would prioritize LinkedIn first and then use email as well to just hit them on both angles for pharmaceutical brands. So I'll definitely put that there in Gmail. Now, some of them finding the phone numbers again is going to be a bit tricky, right? So I wouldn't 100% put their phone numbers in, but if you do use their phone number, you can then give them a call, right? But LinkedIn is going to be first, and then Gmail and email is going to be second. They're not going to be on Instagram. They're not going to be on Facebook. So don't try outreach them on that, right? And then industrial and engineering. Now we found actually with them, email and cold calling tend to work better with like manufacturing, industrial, engineering. Now, some of them are going to be active on LinkedIn, right? But usually when we target them on LinkedIn, it's going to be targeting their sales director, someone that's a bit lower down, because we find the response rate be a bit low on them on LinkedIn compared to email and cold calling. So we found emails have the best response rate with engineering and manufacturing companies because they tend to be on email most. But also we have clients book them from LinkedIn. So not all of them are not on LinkedIn. Some of them are on it, but just be careful. Make sure you toggle posted in the last 90 days on LinkedIn to really do this, right? Now, with e-commerce, we've seen a lot of things work with e-commerce, right? Now, number one, I'll say the biggest one that I've seen work with e-commerce, right, is LinkedIn. And a lot of people may say, no, LinkedIn doesn't really work, but I've seen so many e-commerce that they put themselves on the retail, skincare, they are posting on LinkedIn, right? They are like just posting, the founders posting their journey, everything like that on LinkedIn. And the people that are on LinkedIn, they mean business, right? So we found a lot of them to be on LinkedIn. So 100% I will use LinkedIn to outreach them. The second place is email. Email again works, is just tried and tested for e-commerce, like email, they're going to be there, right? Dealing with vendors, dealing with customers, everything like that, they're going to be on email, okay? Then what we're seeing is Instagram work. Now these are tend to be smaller e-commerce that the founder is still in charge of their Instagram. So you can message them on Instagram. Usually they have like around 5 to 10K followers, right? The ones below 20K followers, the founder tends to be the one managing them. Some may be on Facebook as well. If let's say the business owner is using like, let's say a automation tool, they could be also on Facebook. They can message them. And then I wouldn't be cold calling them because it's very, very hard to find the numbers. But that's essentially all it. So what we have here is essentially kind of my recommending. Guys, I've worked with literally all of these niches. Every single one of them I've worked with. So I know exactly, like I've literally seen data on data that these tend to be the best places to find them. And this, if you just solve the best place to find them, right, and just solve the right niche, the last part they need to solve is just the right messaging, which is a lot easier to do, right? Knowing that they're actually on the platform, it's easier for you to communicate with them via that place. And then the rest are just focusing and just dialing in the messaging and the volume, okay? So take these niches as you want. Pick the ones that you feel most go to help because you're going to be working with them. And then I'll 100% recommend you use these. Perhaps start with one acquisition channel, then add another one. But if you need help, like putting all these channels into work, you can click the link below. We can have a chat and everything like that. But that's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Like, subscribe, share it, everything like that. Bye-bye.